Hi friends, this is Gail O'Neill, and I teach stamping. I hope you enjoy. The sets this year are unbelievable, and this is the one I was able to pre-order, so I'm going to play with it tonight. So here we go. So I'm going to start out making just a very simple card. So from the swirly frames, I use this rectangle. We'll just ink that up and see if I get it straight. I'm shedding again. I do have a fix for when I don't get it straight. And I could use the Stamparatus, but I have it set up for another card. Not too bad. A little off. Oh, and then, so we're doing this all in Pacific Point. Of course, now I have ink on my fingers. So it's just a little tilted. Not too bad. But what I did on the other one, wonder if I can slant it. I was just over, but I was straight at least. I just ran a little piece of Pacific Point down. Let's see if that helps on this one. And I cut that crooked. Okay, so we're going to do that. So just putting a little bit of liquid glue. Maybe if I put that crooked, then you really won't see it. But you guys get the idea. I mean, really, it should be done much easier on the Stamparatus. And then you can really get it straight. But this is just straight, simple stamping. I love the saying. Okay, so that's one, but really this one. Okay. Number 2 is this one. And that's taking the flowers from the set. And the one that's colored in. Now there's two. There's an outline, and then there's the one that you can stamp inside. So either way, this time I decided to color it rather than stamp in it. So just going to random and then you always want to do a few on the edges to make it really look like it is random. Oh, I am really getting ink on myself tonight. So then for the leaf, I decided to use also the outline, but I didn't color that in. And this one is in Granny Apple Green. So just, and I kept like turning the card so it was going different directions. And then putting some coming from the other way. So then it really looks like there's more beyond. And when that happens, I'll show you what to do. Because we all have our markers, I'm assuming. I'm going to leave that one. And I think this is going to get covered up, but I'm going to put another one. No, I'm going to leave it. Okay, so when that happens where you don't get a good, you just take the fine point of your marker and draw it in quickly. And it's okay. So I use the blends. And what I did was, you know, did a little bit of flicking so it wasn't like a straight, even line. That sometimes helps to get the ink to blend easier when you don't have that straight line where you're blending it. Do you need me to be in more, maybe? I can get a little closer, I think. I don't think it moved. Yes, it did. Okay, and then I took Dark Daffodil Delight, went around the outside, and then I used a dark Pineapple Punch for the very inside, and I left that alone. So when all the coloring was done, it looks like that. Okay, so then this gets mounted. And this is Flirty Flamingo. And I need the whichever one is longer, this one. So then I took a piece of this Granny Apple Green, and I believe this one is carrying over. Good job. All right, I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm just going to set it aside. And then I took that, this one, Believe You Can, and you're halfway there. Let's get that blue off of there. So ink it up in Memento or the black of your choice. That wasn't good. And I do have this. This is a pad underneath. Maybe I need more than that. Maybe I need my other black ink. Yay, 2 sides to the paper. Okay, and then I took the punch right in front of me, the Detailed Trio. Now, the mistake a lot of people make with this punch is they tend to go to the corner. It's best if you punch right in the center. And you can do it with one hand, as long as you're even. So you just want to slide it in. Okay. So we can go ahead and mount this, and then it won't be sticking to anything else. Like me. All right, and this opens, I think I did it, yes, the long way. So we're going to put that down. And we're going to put some dimensionals. Now I'm leaving that center because the ribbon is there. So I'm not putting any right there. So that's going to go right there. And then I took the other piece of ribbon and just tied a knot. And then trim that. So that's it. Another very easy card with a little bit of coloring. Because I just found it. I pre-did this just so it would be a little bit different. And it took 2 dimensionals. And I don't want you to think I wasn't playing. I was playing a lot with a lot of the new sets that I was able to pre-order. So I'll give you a quick peek at the end. I'll stand up and go grab them. Okay, so then I did this one using some retiring DSP. And we're going to take this and also in black, but I'm going to use the other one because my Memento seems to be a little too inky. So I also use the new layering dies. So with this, I'm not going to color the whole thing again because I pre-colored it so that I'm not keeping you here all night. But what I did is I took I actually did the lighter color first, and it worked out really well on this one. So I colored it in. The newer these are, the more they bleed. So you have to go really light when you get around the edge. But because they're nice and wet, all I did was just go around very lightly, and it kind of spread itself. I didn't, as long as it's very wet. So I didn't have to go back and do any more blending. I'll put a little bit there. So I did that. So that was with the Highland Heather. And then I used Daffodil Delight. Like in the center there. A little dark Mango Melody. And then I used the dark Pineapple Punch for the flowers. The petals. Okay, so for the leaves, I used the light and dark Granny Apple. And then I used Flirty Flamingo for the couple little flowers. And after I did that and cut it out, oh, and stamped the thank you. Let me stamp the thank you. I'll be more likely to finish the card if I do that. So I stamp that. And it's so easy because you see right through it. So then it looks like this when it's colored. So I put a piece of white through the corrugated folder. And what I do with the corrugated folder is I take another piece of cardstock and put it on top of this and put it through. I actually just leave it in there until it gets so crumply you can't use it. And then after it comes out, I just pull just a little bit so it's not so crinkled. And with this you want to use liquid glue. I won't be able to get the ribbon around it. So we're going to put this on. You also want to use the liquid glue because you're going to crush that. Whoa. So I just put that right to the top of the right side, the correct side. Now it's actually going to glue down to my... Okay, it's good. It's good. So then I took a bigger piece than I really needed because of my hands. And I could have done a fake one on this too, but decided not to. But I do want it to be straight. Alright, so I'm going to take, well, I'll try with my finger, otherwise I'll get a glue dot to hold it down. Trying to make a bigger loop. Then you just got to play with it to get it how you want it. And I really want it to be straighter than what it is, so that's not bad. Okay, so I'm going to stick a glue dot under it and then show you my fix for when it's so loose. Alright, so what I do, we're going to make that a little smaller and tighter. So we're going to trim that off, and we're going to trim that off. Oh, I don't have that much extra. What I sometimes do is I'll end up cutting it here and there and just putting a piece of tape over it, but that's not so bad. So I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, now I can take it and put it down. But if you don't use the liquid glue, it'll most likely come up, or you crush it. So put that down. And give it a good rub so you know it's on there. And then this I also put up on dimensionals. You can't see when I, hold on. I'm gonna go further back. See, I zoomed in and forgot where I was. Okay, I think I'm going to try my trick on this one. Come off. Okay, so then this goes right there. And if this goes like too far, you can stick a glue dot under that as well, which I think I might later, but you get the idea. So that's that one. And then for the last one, we're going to use the Stamparatus. So I have it set up already with the "You Are the Best" and then that arrow type stamp, and my extra one just in case. So I marked where I want it. And the important thing when you have this kind of stamp where the letters are the ones that are in, you want to take and push your ink down, which I already did, but that was like earlier in the afternoon, so I'd rather do it again than get a bad inking. And then you just clean this off so that you have it for the next one. Okay, so I got that. And then hopefully, yep. Okay, and then I did the Granny Apple Green. So we'll push that ink down. And you can see there's like little leaves in that. I'll hold it up a little closer. But then what you do is you turn this around and line that up by that arrow that you make so you know where you're putting it back down. Ink it up again. So you've got it nice and even. Hi, Ma. Okay, so then I did one a little larger. Just shut this and the other one because my hand will be in it. And yep. And I left the cover off of that. I am like an inky mess today. So that layers. I love these dies. Anything with stitching, I just love. And then this is a 2" by 5 piece that I put through the subtle folder, which isn't going on yet because we're going to stamp. So last on the other card, I used the outer leaves. Now I'm going to use the inner leaves with the Granny Apple Green. And also random. I think that's going to cover it. I'll do a couple more just in case. Now it's going to cover it. Okay, so we're going to put that down. So that's going to go right to the edge. Now here comes a little fun. But I just want to move some things out of the way so it doesn't get splattered as well. So, took this with water in it, and I took the Pacific Point. Let's get some ink in there. And we're going to do a little splattering. So I put the water so you want it nice and wet, and then just tap. Little music, please. Okay, and then this, you just take a tissue and just absorb it up. So now it's got all those little specks. And then I took some of the braided linen trim. And we're just going to take it, and I went around it 3 times. And then I mounted that also on Pacific Point. So all these cards were my norm, my 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, and then this one, I also used dimensionals. I don't know what I did with the other one, but may as well use this up. Really? Let me see. I have to leave a little section there, right in the middle. Ugh. Oh. It's all right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So then that goes down there. And then you can put some gems on it if you want. This is more, I think, a manly card. And it helps to totally finish it. So now that one is finished. So let me show you some of the other ones. So this one was also done with the set. I had to play with some of that beautiful, beautiful paper. So I made a frame and used the same Believe You Can and just added a couple of the flowers from the set. So that's that one. Here's a couple more with that paper. I love it. It's so like, it just looks like canvas. Love this paper. And then I did that one. That's the inside from the other one. And I forget the name of the set, but that's going to be in another video. And then that one for just a simple straight stamping. Oh, and then I just had to open up the paper pumpkin, and I will make, these are all the in colors. So I will make these into cards, and of course I want to stamp a couple more, cut them out, and decide what words I want on it. But the colors are really pretty. Really pretty. I love this purple posy. So let me bring these all back. And I thank you for joining me tonight. Hope you all had great meals for Passover and for Easter, and had great time with your family. And I will see you on Wednesday with, I don't know what, but it'll be something. See you then. Good night.